push it once and leave it. Yeah, you're good. Leave it. Yeah,
I'm going to read this for Ricky.
that's fine.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of my son, Zackhary, and many others that have lost their lives to motorists that were so careless, disrespectful, and downright inhumane by not taking responsibility for their actions and continuing to live their lives while they took someone else's life and destroyed their loved ones, like mine and the rest of my son's family and friends. My name is Ricky Simmons. My son Zackhary was killed 4 months ago by motorists while walking across the street in Hoboken at a crosswalk. I still can't believe my son is not here. Every day I can't make sense of why this happened. I loved my son very much. I interacted with him every day, I really did. And now I'm not able to. So I'm here today for him and for all the families that are missing a loved one in hopes of bringing a little bit of closure. Although I can tell you from firsthand experience, it does not make it any easier to deal with this or to bear or understand. But this bill, this law, will help deter motorists from thinking they can get away with this horrible crime. I can't understand why someone would leave the scene of an accident. Why would you hit someone and not stay to help? An accident is an accident, but I feel when you get behind the wheel, after taking any type of illegal substance or alcohol, then we should call it what it is. It's murder. If an alert is sent out and posted on road signs, it can help track and catch the person that left the scene quickly. And then we would know the condition the driver was in at the time of the accident can be prosecuted accordingly. It is unbelievable that no one has decided to do something like this in the past. I have been reading about hit and runs that were not solved, and now this happens to me, to my son, to my family. I just felt I needed to do something that would help soften the pain of all the people that are dealing with this, including myself. Thank you for supporting this law.
Thank you, Beth.
Good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Jordan, and I'm here in strong support of Bill A4184, Zachary's Law. Zackhary Simmons was very special to me on many levels. He was my future stepson, my 6-month-old son's big brother, my 6-year-old daughter's future stepbrother, my fiance's son, and a really good friend to me personally. He was so much to so many. We used to talk a lot about music. He and I would talk about his dreams of playing an instrument like the drums or the bass because he had these long, long fingers. And he shared stories. I shared stories with him about my band days as a singer, telling him it's never too late to learn. Little did I know that wouldn't be true for him. Zach would reach out to check on me often, and when we FaceTime, we could talk for hours. We had a connection, which is not a surprise if you knew him. He was that way with everyone. Whether you knew him for a day, a year, or a lifetime, you felt like you knew him forever. He made you feel comfortable. His spirit was strong and pure, and he was wise beyond his years. I can't speak for how this has affected everyone that knew him, but I can speak about what it has done to me and my family. It is like Groundhog's Day. Every day. The pain in my house is just as great. The sadness and despair has permeated in every area of our lives. Plans for my family and our future have halted. Nothing is the same, and the life we live now is unrecognizable, as if we are living in a nightmare and just waiting to wake up and find out that it isn't true. But it is. His life was taken, and he won't be back. And the fact that we can't change what happened is so hard to bear, but the legacy of his life and other lives that were taken in the same way can live forever through the passing of Zachary's Law. When you vote yes to this bill, A4184, and when Zachary's Law is passed, you are giving hope to many where hope doesn't exist. Lives could be saved because a driver would think twice about leaving a scene due to the knowledge of what a Zach alert would do, and help could arrive to hopefully make a difference in what otherwise could be fatal. When someone chooses to leave the scene, this law can increase the chances of them being caught exponentially, as proven in California and in Colorado. From all of my being, I urge you to vote yes to Bill A4184. Please consider the positive impact it will have on helping to save people's lives, increasing the likelihood of justice being served when this crime is committed, and thus softening the incredible and debilitating pain for those lives left behind and hit with such a tragedy. Thank you for your support.
Ricky and Jennifer, I just want to say thank you so much for that heartfelt testimony and how much it carries away in us just knowing and I know how much, there's so much more would be for you, but I appreciate you for sharing so we can get some justice not for Zackhary as well, for those in the future. So I really appreciate that so much. Captain Campbell, did you want to add?
Good afternoon, Chairman Benson and members of the committee. My name is Charles Campbell, and I'm a detective captain with the Hoboken Police Department. I'm a 23-year veteran and currently the commander of the Investigations Division. I'm here today before this committee to speak about a bill brought forth by Assemblywoman Annette Shapiro. The bill is A4184, known as Zackary's Law, named after Zackhary Simmons, who lost his life on June 25th, 2016. Unfortunately, for those in my profession, there are times that we come into contact with people during the darkest hours of their lives. This is the case here. My interaction with Zach's family came hand in hand with the loss of a 21-year-old boy who was in the process of becoming a man. The hardest thing for a police officer to encounter is to give the information that someone's loved one is gone and to see the desperation, pain left behind. Harder yet when it is a tragic loss or unexpected. Still harder when it's a young individual. The natural course of life is that we are not expected to bury our children. Zach, on the day he passed, was out with his friend and made the responsible choice not to drive and arranged to be picked up and driven home. Tragically, he was struck and killed by a motor vehicle at the intersection of 6th and Willow Avenue in Hoboken. The vehicle that struck and killed Zach did not stop at the scene. An investigation was immediately put into effect with accident reconstruction experts from Hoboken and Hudson County Sheriff's Office. Detectives from my office immediately responded to the scene and worked on this case day and night with one objective. The objective was justice for Zach and his family. We learned through our investigation that the striking vehicle fled from the incident at a high rate of speed and ultimately crossed state lines within approximately 10 minutes. I was lucky to have the team of professionals with me that pushed this investigation to its ultimate conclusion with the arrest of the offender. It was not an easy task, but we did not rest until we reached our objective. I had discussions with Monique, Zach's mom, Ricky, Zach's dad, and Jennifer, his stepmom, on a regular basis throughout our investigation. I had to prepare them for the possibility that this crime could go unsolved, but to have faith that we would do our best to bring the offender to justice. An investigation of this nature is similar to a roller coaster ride with many ups and downs and obstacles that have to be navigated. Some have a picture of the police interaction as completely stoic and that emotion has no place in our profession. Those that think that are completely off base. These cases take hold and stay with you forever. When I was finally able to let Ricky know that an arrest was made, we cried together. When speaking with Ricky, I knew in my heart that even though an arrest was effectuated, and that he and his family would never recover from this tragedy. The reality is that the initial phases of an investigation are most important. The information gained during that phase is compiled and compounded to build your case. The sad reality is also that hit-and-run incidents are not uncommon. I said earlier that I was lucky to work with a great team of professionals in this investigation. That being said, there are great teams that work on similar cases all over the nation that unfortunately go unsolved. This is of no fault of their own. Sometimes investigations don't pan out optimally, regardless of how much effort is put into it. Fatal hit-and-run accidents have been on the rise nationally, with a study completed indicating pedestrian fatalities raised 19% from 2009 to 2014. Pedestrians now account for the largest portion of traffic fatalities recorded in the last 25 years. The bill introduced here will allow for information to get out on these instances regarding suspected target vehicles. The vehicle in this specific case was across state lines, as I stated, within 10 minutes. This bill will allow for more sets of eyes to be aware of the situation and provide much needed information during those crucial first steps. I ask that you support this bill and give law enforcement the opportunity to seek help from the community. This bill will give law enforcement another tool in its arsenal to combat fleeing offenders. The passing of the bill will not fill the void that Zach's passing has created. The truth is, nothing will. I ask that you unanimously pass this in the name of Zach Simmons, so his family can live knowing that his loss of life contributed to positive change in the state of New Jersey. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Captain. Are there any questions of